welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. I'm your host Mikey. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Cricut 15-inch loom by Schacht. There's also a 10-inch tabletop loom as well, and this is actually really fun and simple, and you'll be very surprised at how quick it takes in order to make up a scarf. So let's go over some of the basics first. So in this video, I'm going to assume that you put your machine together, you're happy with it. One thing I did notice that when I put my machine together is that I wasn't understanding the strings for these is called the apron strings, and you're actually going to tie your yarn to this particular piece. And you will notice that the string that has been provided with Cricut here will have little gaps in between the middle of the string, and what you want to do is that you want to separate one of the gaps closer to the end, drag the yarn through so that it's just creating a loop that is just wrapping around this bar. And by doing that, what happens is that every one of these strings will be the same length when you go to use it. So let's begin, and I'm going to show you the processes on how to load up your particular loom that you have. To start with, I have placed my loom on top of my table. I placed a placemat underneath. I don't want to scratch my table. In actual fact, I probably would have used a whole tablecloth for this. These are the clamps that come with your product, and you will notice that there's holes. And these holes exist on all four sides, but you only get 2 clamps because you only need 2 clamps. So what we want to do is we want to secure this loom down so that it's not going to move as we go to load it. So all you're just going to do is just insert it into the hole, move it up, put the wing nut up, and secure it to your table. And so it won't move when you go to do that, and do the same for the other side. The next thing you need to do is that you need to get your warping peg out that came with your product, and it's also a clamp as well. And you want to clamp that the distance that you want your scarf. So for example, when you see the scarves that I have made here, the distance I made was about 80 to 95 inches away from the back of your product here. So in actual fact, this is just a tutorial, so I'm not going the whole way. This is the only time that you're going to need this much space in order to work, because once you get it loaded onto your loom, you can just work within this presence here and not take up too much space. All you want to do is just want to come back to where you want to go. You want to do it so that the peg, okay, this is the front of the peg, because if you try to go onto the side like this of the table, it's going to fall over. So you want to do it so that the peg basically is going to fall forward, therefore it's going to clamp onto the clamp. So we're just going to clamp that to the table here on this side. And you will also notice too that I've used a placemat underneath in order to protect the surface of my table. So now it's time to actually start loading up some of the material, and then we're going to go in this whole direction. So we need to do that first. One of my mistakes when I started up with this loom is that I had the apron strings going like this underneath, and then I realized afterward that I couldn't figure out what was wrong, and I did it the same for both sides, and I realized that I wasn't able to weave, so I had actually done a whole process. So these are the apron strings. There's actually braking mechanisms that I'll show you in a second. So you want to bring it around the back of this machine and then up and over and just let it fall. Okay, and the same for the other side. So out. Okay, the braking is off, that's why I can move like this, and then just come up over and down just like that. So that is the position that you need to start off with when you're loading up your machine. We then want to grab our heddle, okay, and the heddle just sits in the resting spot, just right here. This is the only time that it will be sitting in the spot, because when we go to weave, it'll either be sitting up here or down here. That's where it's going to go. But right now, it's just going to sit comfortably right here, and we're going to grab some yarn and then load up this loom. So this is it. This will finish off your lesson for today. You can move on to the next lesson. The choices will be on the screen. And you know what? You can just propel yourself. It doesn't take much time to do one of these projects, so you might be able to do this whole video series today as you're following along on my tutorial. Until next time, I'm Mikey from the Crochet Crowd.